Hi guys, welcome back for another unplanned video. I'm filming today because yesterday I came across a video that Bonny Rebecca just released called Why I'm No Longer Vegan, and I don't know, I just really felt like I wanted to react to it, especially considering all the comments that I read below the video, some of which were quite harsh. So yeah, I just want to share my response about that. Why? Because of those comments, and because I have been following Bonny Rebecca for quite a few years, whilst underneath it all she was just keeping this big secret of her gut health and the problems that she was experiencing from all of her followers. What she did do was share the joys of being vegan, the food she prepared and that she ate, and just her positive vibes. I think by doing that she really inspired a lot of people, including myself, and I really appreciated that. However, the discovery of her struggles was a punch in the gut, honestly. Why had she not shared this? It sort of scared me. And also lately it seems that lots of vegans are now turning back on their past lifestyle choices, and it left me wondering why. So I dug a little deeper. In her video, Rebecca clearly says that she had gut problems before even turning vegan, and although veganism did improve some of her symptoms, this lifestyle change was not able to get rid of them altogether, as she obviously continued eating the products that were causing the digestive distress without really knowing what these products were or what was causing the trouble. So hence why she's now incorporating fish and eggs again. Important to note, however, is that during her vegan journey, Bonny Rebecca went from raw to low fat and then finally to a balanced vegan diet. However, she continued to struggle. She then went to a low FODMAP diet, a high fat diet, and she tried out loads of different things to help with her stomach problems. And this lasted for years. Likewise, many people in the vegan community don't just go vegan. They go high carb, low fat, raw till 4, or whatever else there is out there. And they believe it's beneficial for their health, but in fact, it's probably just making their gut issues worse. They try these different treatments and they do so blindly without really knowing the cause of the problem. And this is where the danger lies, because you cannot try to fix a problem without knowing where it originates. So eating a low FODMAP diet is not going to help if, for example, your gut has trouble digesting oxalates, histamines, or salicylates instead. Likewise, you can eat all the sauerkraut and all the kimchi you want in order to up your prebiotics and heal your gut. But if histamines are the root of your problem, this could merely fuel the fire. It is crucial to know the cause of the problems, or else they can't really be fixed. So what was wrong with Rebecca's diet? Obviously, I don't know. There must have been something in her diet that she was eating continuously that was getting worse and worse. Why did incorporating fish and eggs help? Well, these foods are high in fat and high in protein and not that much fiber, no carbs, so they are less triggering to the inflammation that is already there. Sugars can in fact exacerbate existing problems because they feed the bad bacteria that have been growing in your gut. So Rebecca does say that the high fruit diet was not something she thrived on, and we now know why. Incorporating animal products now seems to be helping her, and you know, I'm glad for her. Vegan sources of fat and protein, such as nuts and legumes, can have loads of fiber and be really difficult to digest, which is obviously not a good combination with the existing gut inflammation. So animal-based proteins are much easier on the stomach. And as I said, I'm really glad that it is helping her. I don't think it's right for people to comment on her videos, to shame her for making this decision, because I think it's already very brave that she even shares it with everyone. She clearly cares about the animals. I mean, she's shown her ethical views through her years of veganism and through the ethical choices that she makes. And I think nasty comments are completely unwarranted. And, you know, once her stomach issues are fixed, who knows? Maybe she'll go back to being vegan. But even if she doesn't, nobody should judge another person just for their diet. Anyway, I'm not a doctor and I can't tell you what exactly her story is, but I can tell you mine. And I want to be open about this. And I have been on Instagram, but not really on YouTube. I've personally had my own gut issues, which started mainly during my first year at university. Initially, I had a lot of stomach aches that were quite bad. They'd make me feel really nauseous and unwilling to really eat anything else, which I knew I obviously had to do because I was still trying to put on some weight, and I still am trying to put on some weight. So I decided to figure out why I was having these issues. What had I changed since starting university? First off, I'd greatly increased the amount of dairy that I was having. So I was going through about 2 liters every week. And it was especially after my morning bowl of oats that I tended to have issues. So I thought, maybe it's dairy. But I didn't really act on that, continued having dairy, and continued having some problems, but not massive problems. In the end, I then did switch to a vegan diet, and the problems remained, and in fact, got worse. So, was it the oats themselves? I cut out oats for a while, but this didn't help. I went to see numerous doctors, and I was in pain after every single meal. It is only in my 3rd year at university, so a few months ago now, that I discovered the likely culprit of my problems. Since going to university, I had not only played around with my animal product intake, but I had also started eating loads and loads of onions and garlic with all of my meals. They were the base of everything I made, and that was quite new because the Belgian diet doesn't really use garlic or onions for anything. So was this the cause of my problems? I went to see another doctor and she told me that it might be FODMAPs that are causing my symptoms. So I looked up what the hell FODMAPs were and decided that the main triggers, so apples, some nuts, garlic and onions, were some things that I was willing to cut out for some time. Although I wasn't willing to put myself through cutting out all the FODMAPs because I thought that would be really intense and extreme and that I'd have to focus way too much on food, which I felt like I was already doing because I was just in pain so much and it was just a really difficult time. But yeah, I cut out those few things and then gradually started to reincorporate nuts first because I couldn't live without peanut butter or walnuts or any other kind of nuts, and that seemed to be okay. I am now trying to reincorporate some garlic, and over the Christmas break I tried to reincorporate onions, and that was a no-go. So I think I have figured out the culprit, onions, and I also now know why my morning bowl of oats may have been such a big problem. This is because the fruit in the oats and the fiber in the oats may have just triggered the symptoms in my already inflamed gut from the huge amount of onions that I was eating. So that is my story, and it leads me to the message that I'm trying to get across. If you are having gut problems on whatever diet you're on, make sure you find out what is causing it. For me, it really helped to use a food journal in order to figure it out, because obviously if you eat something, it might not immediately trigger symptoms, it might do so, for example, the day after, and if you haven't written it down, you're never going to find out. So find out the culprit, cut it out, make sure to eat foods that are sort of easily digestible, maybe take some pills that your doctor tells you to take just to calm the inflammation that's already there, and then afterwards just eat a variety of foods, but make sure to stay away from your triggers and to listen to your body, always. Anyway, I think I am lucky because the only thing that I really have to cut is onions. And except for that, I don't avoid anything. I eat anything and everything I can under the vegan sun. And this includes fats, this includes junk food, which I also think is really important because going 100% clean is not the panacea, and that has been shown so many times by the perfect vegans that still go back to eating meat in the end because there's something wrong, even though they're cutting out processed sugars and fats and whatnot. So yeah, I think it's really important to just identify your triggers, and if you're just going vegan, to do so gradually, because there are some foods that are consumed more often on a vegan diet that may be particularly difficult on your digestion initially. So for example, legumes, which may cause some discomfort and some gas, the culprit being the carbohydrates in them, because they go undigested in the large intestines and they're finally broken down there, causing gas. So what you can do is to slowly build up the amount of legumes you're having. Rinsing canned beans before cooking also helps, or soaking dried beans before you then prepare them. Other culprits could be nuts, which can be soaked as well and rehydrated if you like. Then there are certain fruits and vegetables, which I'm sure you can find on Google. Some, such as broccoli and cauliflower, can cause some gas, and certain fruits, especially citrusy fruits, can cause some problems because of the acids. What I personally do in order to prevent any problems with fruits is to always eat them in combination with something else. So I always include fruits in my morning bowl of oatmeal, but you will seldom see me eat fruit just on its own because that doesn't always sit well with my stomach, and I know that because I'm quite aware of how my body feels, and I think that's really important for me in my health journey. Also, if you come from a past of disordered eating, I suggest not going vegan during this journey personally, because you might already be having gut issues, which you could be making worse by eating more fiber, more sugars, and these things can cause bloating, which can in turn be triggering again for the eating disorder. So yeah, I think that is all I have to say about Bonny Rebecca's video and about my own gut health story. I'm sorry if it seemed a bit fragmented and all over the place, but these are just a few things that spontaneously came up to me that I really wanted to share with you. So that's that. Another video will be up on Friday, as usual. So I hope to see you all there. If you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to do so. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you soon.